Good morning, Hallowed Haven family. This is After Dawn, the show where we sit down and have a cup of coffee with the cast, crew, and creators behind Hallowed Haven Studios Productions. I'm Grizz, and I'm joined by my co-host, Tink.
Well, hello. I'm Tink, and today we're talking about Vampire the Masquerade, City of Smoke, Episode 2.
And we are joined by the lovely Termite.
Hello.
And the masterful Solomon.
Heyo.
How you both doing?
I'm pretty good.
Yeah, I'm doing pretty great.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. So I always like to open the show by asking like a quick question to get us goofy and get us excited and get us talking.
Right.
Yeah, right. Way too late for that. So, for both of you, are your characters cat or dog people, and what breed?
Alexander's definitely a dog person, and I think he would definitely be all over a Doberman.
I think Ivy's more of a cat person. I picture her with like Siamese cat.
Nice.
Okay. All right. And let's get started into our first segment, and we're just gonna pepper you guys with some questions real quick. Tink, take it away.
Ooh. Into the fire. Okay.
I can hear the minigun being loaded already.
Yep, It's revving up.
Hey. Termite, this is your fourth HHS show, I believe.
As a player, I think so.
Because we know you did Wayfarer, you did Scion, you did Lady Afterwards, and now this. Am I missing something?
I was also in Fallout.
I didn't see that one. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
How is this experience differing from those so far, and how are you enjoying it?
I mean, I'm enjoying having the chance to play a character that is just not taking anything that happens seriously. Because in, I think, all of our other shows, they've all got something going on where they're like, okay, I need to be on top of everything that happens.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, Ivy's just like, I mean, I guess. If this is what's going on, then that's what's going on.
I ain't bothered. All right. Chris, do you have anything?
Well, I'm going to point the same question towards Solomon. Solomon, I'm not going to count the number of shows you've been in because we've both been in quite a bit now, along with Termite. Same question posed to you. Like, how does it feel? This new character, this new setting, this new world?
Well, Vampire is a favorite of mine just because of how dark it sort of implies it's going to get, and it allows people to explore things that are a lot less like bright and cheerful and heroic like a lot of games do. So it's really fun to always dive into that sort of thing. And it's been really interesting playing Alexander because I put the challenge to myself to play something different from what I usually do.
I was wondering about that.
Yeah, usually I like to play characters that are fairly intelligent and trying to avoid combat and being manipulative from the shadows. Whereas Alexander is very in your face and very ready to fight at a moment's notice.
And flirt.
And also, he's not the sharpest tool in the shed. He's the bluntest of hammers.
But he looks pretty.
He is very pretty.
Yay. All right.
So,
go ahead.
Speaking of, you know how we were talking about practicing segues, Tink? Yeah. Here's a fun one. So, speaking of getting hammered, yo, Saul, gently phrasing this as gently as I possibly can because you're a good friend of mine. I understand that your character appreciated it. How's it get? You got your ass beat.
Oh yeah.
How do you feel about it?
I think it's really good. It shows that while it also showed the coterie and the group that were there that he can hold his own, he is still very new to this and has nowhere near as much experience or power behind his blood as an older kindred. So it kind of tempered him a little bit, I think, to where he was like, "Yeah, I'll fucking throw down with an older kindred. What's up?" And now he's just like, "Okay, maybe I need to put on the brakes a smidgen because that hurt."
I need to rethink my life choices.
Just a little bit.
Ah. So we asked this to the other two members of the Lumini coterie. What? I'm sorry. I apologize. My brain went derp. How are you feeling about playing Thin Bloods? Like, what do you like about it? Or not?
The number of batshit insane ideas I've had with Thin Blood Alchemy. Because Ivy's got Thin Blood Alchemy. She just hasn't had to use it yet. And when she does, things will go horribly, horribly wrong. And that's great. I love that for me.
That is going to be awesome. What about you, Saul? Anything in particular that you're excited for about playing a Thin Blood?
Well, I'm excited to show a little bit more about while Thin Bloods are weaker, there's a whole lot of things that they can do that older vampires couldn't, or that give them a bit of an edge in and of themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm really excited to show that. The very first character I ever played in V5 was actually a Thin Blood, so I have a whole lot of love for the Duskborn.
That's cool. All right.
They're just neat little guys.
They're just silly little guys.
Fun guys, one might say. All right. Grizz, anything?
Yeah, no. So I mean, yeah, how do I put this? Gabriel's a good friend of yours, right, Termite? Like, you know what I mean? Like, to be willing to take the wheel when he should be using it. That speaks to a deep friendship.
Yeah, that wasn't done out of self-preservation.
No,
of course not.
No.
She also definitely didn't try to sabotage his phone call.
I was wondering what was going through her head during that car ride.
What was going through her head was, I could just yank the steering wheel and make him think we're about to fucking crash.
But how has your perception of him changed since that car ride? Because you never really got to discuss the car ride. Like, hey, next time you're driving, drive.
Just don't.
I take it this was a first.
Yeah. Hold on, let me go pull up my journal, because I left a little fun note to self. Never let Gabriel drive ever again. Because while she is capable of doing things like that, it's not pleasant, it's not comfortable. And there are easier ways, like maybe he could have just been like, hey, you know what? I'll just let you drive since I'm not doing it.
But it's his car.
She's very upset about that.
Is she the type to let him know? Or are you going to keep it to yourself?
Oh, she's going to let him know probably near the beginning of the next episode. And she's going to do it in front of everybody.
Oh.
I was wondering about that.
Nice. I mean, it could affect just about everybody else.
Just about.
Yeah, I think the only person that would be more or less okay after a car wreck would be Alexander, because he has vampiric resilience.
Yeah, he'd be fine.
The rest of us, well, You know what happens when a person gets involved in a car crash.
Nothing good.
Exactly.
Yeah. This is another one that we had asked our other two lovely friends, and I wanted to ask you both too. What was the inspiration behind your characters? I know Saul got into that a little bit.
So initially, Ivy started out as a character that I was going to play in a regular table game that ended up falling through. Who was going to be a thin blood with potent and a heavy focus on brawling. Then it turns out that's what Solomon was doing. So I was like, okay, I can work with this. And then I found the Ashfinders. And I thought, you know what would be really funny? My character just does a shit ton of drugs. And that's kind of how that road went.
Very cool.
Yeah, it sounds
Go
about
fast, take chances.
Alexander was, well, he stemmed mostly from the challenge I put forth for myself to play someone more upfront, in your face, no holds barred. But I also have to give a whole lot of credit to the music I was listening to when I was coming up with them, because I was just listening to a constant stream of Nothing More, which are a very hard rock band that just really are in your face and don't really hold anything back with their music and their lyrics. So I was just like, you know what? Yeah, let's go with that.
That's very cool.
Couldn't tell at all by looking at the character.
Yeah, I know,
That's
right?
what was going on in your head. Also, Saul, it's your character. You can call him dumb.
Oh no, he is. He's very dumb. That's implied. He's in your face. He's also very stupid.
So is he what I've heard referred to as a himbo?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now I know.
So going back to just things that were going on in the episode, while you were having that terrifying car ride, we met with the I don't know what nationality he is. He could have been a lot of things and pretending to be many more. Big Mike.
Oh God.
I think Big Mike is supposed to be Russian.
I think he's supposed to be Russian.
Yeah, I felt Russian, but I was like, Eastern European in so many ways.
Yeah, just generally Eastern European. Just like pull up Eastern Europe and throw a dart at it. You'll be close enough.
He's Eastern Bloc Mike.
Yeah.
He was a trip.
Please edit this out.
Huh? No, absolutely not.
God damn it.
Staying
in. No, whatever joking power I had before is gone.
Oh
no. So you were talking about just like any like older vampire you could just kind of throw down with, but were you not intimidated by Big Mike at the time?
Oh, Alexander has worked with Big Mike in the past, so he doesn't have any want to throw down with Big Mike. He understands what Big Mike is capable of, so he also just doesn't want to piss off the people that pay Big Mike and keep Big Mike connected, because that's his connections to things that are going around in the city. So he just wants to. He has no inclination of fighting Big Mike or pissing off the people that Big Mike are connected to.
Also, thank God he's smart enough, because if we piss them off, we're fucked.
Yeah, because much as Ivy is part of the Ashfinders, Alexander is connected to a group called the Court of Shadows, who are the sort of like manipulators and like information brokers in London.
Getting the deets. Yes. When did you start working for Big Mike? Was it soon after you were embraced?
He was working with Big Mike actually before he was embraced. He just saw it as another like shady group that he's doing courier runs for. He didn't understand the whole like what was in the packages or like what was going on behind the scenes until he got embraced. And then he got pulled into a bit of the knowledge. Big Mike was the one that actually gave him the general rundown of like what is what in the kindred world, like knowing the term kindred as opposed to bloodsucker or vampire.
I now imagine pre-embraced Alexander as just like delivering scones to a bunch of wraiths, just thinking like they're a bunch of goths and he didn't know any better. Man, those guys are really weird. Whatever.
Why is this bag warm and squishy?
Why is it red?
Oh well, I'm not paid to ask questions.
Yo, Alex, you good? Yeah, I just delivered to this house over there. I swear to God, there's someone new every single time. I don't know why though.
This package smells strangely like copper.
Yeah. Also speaking to me in riddles. It's fine. Delivery man for the underworld. They just didn't know.
Oh gosh. Oh wow. So okay. What can you all tell us about how your characters were embraced? Like, was it random? Did they know their sires? And what went down? Can we know?
I'll let you know as soon as I find out.
That's a good answer.
I can actually let you know because I do know how he was embraced. Alexander was jumped and murdered.
As one does.
Yep. It was entirely...
What is that response?
Yeah.
That's par for the course.
It is vampire, so that is kind of par for the course.
Yeah.
Yeah, though.
Yeah.
Oh, jumped and murdered.
Yeah, but we had seen his sire around before and had actually done a few deliveries to him, but apparently the sire took more of an interest in him than he took in his sire. And
have you seen him?
And well, and that resulted in him getting attacked, trying to fight back, murdered, and then waking up as a thin blood and very hungry.
Rawr.
Yeah, so I still have to go over the details with Legacy because I have a primordial soup of a backstory in my head, but I never actually wrote anything down.
Yeah.
But within that primordial soup, there's the idea that Ivy was just blitzed out of her mind at a party, which is why she doesn't really remember what happened.
Mm-hmm.
Because the one thing that I'm relatively certain of is her sire was a Toreador.
Huh. Oh, we know.
So
you heard it here first at After Dawn Studio.
So yeah, that's about what I know, and realistically, that's about what Ivy knows. Is somebody did a thing. I woke up the next day. Very little has changed.
Legit.
Because she can still partake of the drug and the food.
That actually sort of leads into a question that was asked to you by one of your castmates, which is from Aiden. Why? And more specifically, why is Ivy becoming a drug baroness?
So that's not necessarily her intent, but I'm gonna
shit. There I was.
I was presented with an opportunity to make money, so I was like, okay. No, I'm gonna keep the specifics of her reasoning secrets.
Yeah.
Because I guarantee they will come up at some point.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say her main motivation is not just profiting off of people by selling them drugs. That's a nice bonus because bitch is broke. But she does have a genuine reason that she is doing that. And a genuine reason that she was as cagey about Ash as she was. Because she knows a whole lot more than she let on.
Ooh.
Like how it's made.
What it's made of.
Soylent Green is vampires?
Yeah.
Yeah, it straight up is.
All right. Let's get serious, y'all. Leans forward in chair.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no, the gamer lean.
The evil finger pyramid of doom.
I already cracked my fingers. It's too late. So, the four of you met the Baron. The Baron Bane.
Yep.
Leader of the Anarchs. The Baron Bane.
Bane.
Now I'm going to immediately shift into being less serious. So what do you think of him?
Well, he didn't break our backs, so that's a positive.
Or throw you out of a plane.
Or throw us out of a plane.
Bonus.
Ivy does not trust
him. May I ask why?
At the end of the day, she thinks that everything he said is just to try to get them on his side. All this talk about, I want to see Duskborn and Kadif recognized as proper clans, and I'm going to fight the tower. At the end of the day, all she sees that is him blowing smoke up people's asses. And doubts he's ever going to make good on anything, especially if he has been around for as long as he claims to have been.
Actually, that's a good point. Did he claim to be around for a long while? Yeah. Or is that somebody else?
So we didn't really get like a solid Ivy and Gabriel didn't get like a solid like timeline. But it was implied that he had been around for a long time.
No, my point was like, did he imply that? Because I know someone else did.
Yes, he did. He did imply that he's been around for quite a while.
Cool. Just making a mental note for myself.
Yes.
I can ask somebody else later. Different cast member. But Saul.
On the other hand, Alexander actually does. He doesn't fully trust him, but he trusts him more than he trusts most full bloods. Because usually, whenever a full blood is talking to someone from what his experience he has, they're trying to be very hoity-toity and very like appealing to your particular nature. Whereas he saw Bane just sort of relaxed and being himself. At least what he considered to be Bane's like actual self. So he trusts what he says, but he's still being on guard about it because again, if Bane is as old as he says, they could all very, very easily and very quickly be killed.
Yeah.
Fair.
Actually, I think that highlights the kind of difference in opinion. I think that kind of highlights the different parts of like crime that Alexander and Ivy have been a part of. Because Alexander has largely been a delivery boy, right?
Yeah,
been a
very
courier.
much just the courier, thrown down when he has to, and mostly he just runs across rooftops and gets things where they need to be quietly.
Yep. Whereas Ivy, being heavily involved in the drug scene, and especially since becoming an ash finder, has seen all of those, too good to be true promises that people make and then fail to uphold. So she's very jaded about that kind of thing because she's dealt with it firsthand.
Understandable.
Which obviously isn't to say that Alexander hasn't, but
yeah.
Well, the few times he has, he can quickly just turn around and sock them right in the teeth.
Yeah.
Can't do that
Ivy,
here.
Ivy also doesn't have that power because she's not good at fighting with her bare hand.
Noodle arms.
Great with a knife.
Ooh. Okay.
And how do you both feel about his intentions? From what little you learned.
Alexander definitely believes that he's very open to fighting the tower. And the
Yeah.
Sabbat.
Yeah. Definitely willing and open to it. But
Alexander also admittedly does believe the whole I don't have a problem with Dustborn and Kata thing because of just how quickly he said it, as opposed to having to try to compose himself or hide initial reaction.
What was that, Termite?
I don't remember.
Oh.
Sorry.
No, you're good.
How she feels about his intentions.
Yeah, so she fully believes that he's willing to fight the tower and the Sabbat. The problem is she feels like he's willing to do it because he wants control of the city and nothing more.
Mm-hmm.
Like at the end of the day, if any one of the three groups wins, at least in her eyes, it's gonna ruin the freedom that they've had since the fall.
Mm-hmm.
Or I guess in our case, since they were embraced less than a year ago.
In about 6 months?
Give or take.
So, is the goal for your character? Sorry, yeah, I'm not drinking blood.
I find it suspicious you had to specifically claim that.
Yep.
So would the goal for your characters right now still be to learn more about the other groups, or are you going to throw in a lot in with the Baron for the time being?
I think the best plan for us going forward right now is to learn what we can about the other groups. And quite frankly, try to stay out of conflict as much as possible. Just let them fight amongst each other like they're going to do.
Clever.
Alexander, on the other hand, not being clever, is very. It does want to learn what he can about the Anarchs and the Tower, but he's also willing to see if he can't get a hold of other Dustborn in the city and try to prepare a focused effort to prepare themselves and defend the city from the Sabbat, because everything he's heard about the Sabbat from basically every angle is they're monsters, kill them on sight.
Yeah.
Or run. So he's very much wanting to get in touch with other Thin Bloods and get a supply of Molotov cocktails ready to burn Sabbat on site, really.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, we're really just highlighting the drastic differences between the two characters that are very similar, all things considered.
I was gonna say.
I'm not doing this anyway. Tink, any questions?
Okay, let me see. So, are your guys' characters' personalities any different from before they were embraced, or has anything been emphasized?
I think Ivy has remained largely the same since before the embrace.
Mm-hmm.
Minus, now she knows that there's shit out there that she has people to protect from.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, those words make sense in that order.
Alexander is very similar to how he was before, but now he is also very focused on if something bad happens, try to move past it as quickly as possible.
Also punch things.
Also punch things.
Sometimes that's the fastest way to move past things.
Exactly. Dwelling on things has not worked out well for him since his embrace, so he's trying to become as laissez-faire as possible, and it's working to a lesser extent.
I see that.
All right. Oh, go ahead.
I was wondering if either of you had a favorite moment or quote that you can think of from either of the episodes so far. Anything that jumped out at you, made you giggle, etc.
Gabriel's "sorry, I'm in a line" response when Ivy shouted while he was on the phone was fucking great.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
It's like, yeah, sorry, I'm in a line. I don't know what they're on about.
That was funny.
I will say, just to help stir everyone's brains, my favorite line isn't actually something I was in character. Just, he's a fucking kaiju.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
He's
a fucking kaiju.
Yeah.
A favorite of mine was Gabriel's "You like me?"
Oh, that poked our hearts so hard.
This poor weirdo.
I still love fire is not a plan.
Fire is always a plan.
Fire is always a plan when I'm a player.
Yeah, I was gonna say, hey, Termite.
I'm sensing a theme.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's the same vein as if it bleeds, we can kill it. If it burns, we're gonna burn it.
If it burns, I'm right around the corner.
Give me a call. Yeah. All right. So we are going to open the floor a little bit to everyone and everything. So if anyone has a question that they would like to ask somebody else, by all means, this is also the ample opportunity for our two players to ask each other questions about each other's character.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so how closely related are Big Mike and Alexander?
Like by blood or what?
By blood. By vampire blood.
By vampire blood, he has no real idea. He doesn't imagine that his sire had anything to do with Big Mike, because Big Mike was the one that got him in touch with the people that brought him as his sire. Alexander is very certain that his sire is dead for a reason.
Understandable.
Do you have any inclination about how Ivy got in touch with the Ashfinders? Did they come to her? Did she actually just like stumble on them at a party? What?
She kind of, I imagine she kind of stumbled on them at a party, because for a cult, the Ashfinders are very open about a lot of things, including but not limited to like self-help stuff, but also drugs. Like they're very I don't remember like how the description goes, but it talks about how they're a cult in a very loose sense from the outside.
Mm-hmm.
So she kind of just fell in with one of the groups at a party, and then shit has gone mostly south from there.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
So for the two of you, because we're just coming up with questions. Which sect are you not looking forward to meeting now? You just met the Anarch, but now you have the Sabbat and the Camarilla that you haven't met yet.
That you know of.
Yeah, well. For me as a player, I'm definitely not. I'm always wary with dealing with the Sabbat because they are all over the scale of fucking crazy.
Yeah, the Sabbat's definitely more of a gamble, I think.
The tower, you generally understand what you're getting into because they're all hoity-toity types.
Yeah,
the
and for
Sabbat
us,
are just nuts.
I'm pretty sure for us, at the very least, an initial meeting with the Camarilla is probably going to be the worst of the three.
Yeah. Because hilariously, the Sabbat actually accept the Duskborn more than the Camarilla.
What?
Yeah.
The Sabbat actually have a sect within themselves the Sabbat have various beliefs that generally just say, hey, fuck humanity, just do what you're going to do. And they actually have a belief system entirely for the Duskborn called the Heliophiles, where they're very it's like, how do I put this? Thin blood supremacists who believe that they are the next step and they are better than older blood and focus on killing them at any time.
Yeah, basically what it ends up coming down to is, there's the kind of split in Sabbat doctrine of revering Cain versus wanting to transcend the curse.
Mm-hmm.
The Heliophiles very much fall in line with the wanting to transcend the curse.
Because they mostly do.
Yeah, because they ignore a lot of the downsides, while still having, all in all, fairly similar upsides after a long enough period of time.
Mm-hmm. And enough know-how.
Yeah.
No, for no particular reason. I'm really excited about particular meeting of one group personally. So.
Oh, I'm sure it's for no reason.
No reason whatsoever.
You definitely aren't involved.
I'm not, though. Not yet.
I say, unfortunately, I can't ask you that because...
Ask me what? There's nothing to ask. I'm not even part of the show.
Hey, Grizz, what sector are you most excited for us to meet?
Actually, the Sabbat.
Yeah, I mean, I'm curious to see how that meeting is gonna go.
Yeah, because
the problem is Go ahead.
Look, you're good.
All right. The problem is I know it's not going to go well.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no way.
I'm just curious, what flavor of awful?
Because you're like, I mean, the Sabbat's all kind of crazy, and I'm just like, you haven't met the Camarilla, and you want crazy, here it comes. Yeah, I'm really excited.
Oh Lord, they're coming.
Oh, yeah. Gathering my composure. Any other questions, friends?
I'm gonna turn the tables back at Aiden. Why?
Just why?
Just the whole character. Just why?
Yeah.
He already answered
the
that.
monkey. Why?
Who hurt him?
Oh.
Well, we know who hurt him. It was one of the Giovanni.
I think it goes deeper than that.
That's fair.
No, it definitely does.
Okay, so Ivy stole cadaver for him.
Mm-hmm.
What was that about?
What was what about?
How did that come about?
He asked her to steal something. They broke into a vet clinic.
Oh, he specifically asked her to steal something. Okay.
Yes.
It was not a surprise monkey. He asked for the monkey.
Yes.
Oh.
The other fallout of that robbery, however, was a surprise.
Monkeys running around the streets of London.
Planet of the Apes.
Fucking 28 days later.
I will say, I think another one of my favorite things that has happened is Ivy being like, "Man, have you seen all these animals around?" But then like backpedaling anytime anybody tried to ask about it.
Yes.
I thought she had to admit it, and then Alexander was like,
"My guy, it was me."
Because everyone's like, okay, we really need to look into this. Why do we need to look into this? Because, I mean, it could be really important. No, it really is.
I promise you it's not. It was me, Barry.
It was me, Alexander. It was me all along.
Oh my god.
I love that so much.
Actually, I have a way to turn the tables on our lovely interviewers.
Uh-oh.
Which of the player characters do you vibe with the most?
So, you've known me for going on fucking 6.5 years now.
Uh-huh.
Alexander is literally me in a lot of ways. Because I'm a very direct person. It's like, how do we approach the issue? By walking into it, finding out.
Get up there and punch him in the face.
Yeah, like a lot of the characters I played when we first met are a lot like Alexander, so I deeply appreciated him just being like, oh, fighting cage, already taking out shirt to get in. Like, whoa.
Whoa, buddy, you can leave your shirt on.
But
No,
there's one
it's in
rule.
my contract. It has to come off every 20 minutes of screen time.
It's also in your contract that you're not allowed to lose a fight.
Uh,
No, he's not Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
uh.
Or Vin Diesel.
Or Vin Diesel. No.
See, this is getting cut out so we don't get sued.
No, we can't get. We're just being good reporters and reporting on something written by TMZ. So,
by the sheer awkwardness and anxiety and such, I would have to say Gabriel, because I've had that moment too of, you like me?
No.
Like, when I got to know all of you.
I'm a little curious. This goes for you too, Solomon, and to the other players, and I will answer it as well. Can y'all try and describe each of the characters with, like, a couple words or a short sentence? I'm just curious what the vibe y'all are getting is. Let's vocalize this vibe check.
This is hard.
Alana, there's a tempest between a calm sea. There you go. Let's see, Ivy. Dazed and confused. Let's see, Gabriel. The completed puzzle piece that someone threw on the floor.
Oh no!
Yeah.
The missing piece.
Yeah. Well, all the pieces are there. It's just like, do you want to put it back together again?
Oh.
Yeah. Aiden's a really good role player, and that's what he's giving me. Let's see, Alexander. All that glitters ain't gold. Everyone calls him a pretty boy, but I mean, probably something there that no one wants to say. That's all I got.
Somebody not me go.
I will do everybody but Ivy, because obviously I know all the behind the scenes.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, no, I'll do Ivy as I've portrayed her so far. Life's hard, do drugs about it. Alexander is, what do you mean I can't punch it?
Yeah, that's fair.
I think Alana is, how do I phrase this?
Oh, I know how to describe Ivy. Sorry, Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. Nailed it. All right, there you go. Sorry.
Alana is, can you pass me that book and leave? And Gabriel is the Addams family's long-lost cousin.
Oh, baby.
Hmm.
To me, Ivy screams, "I want to be sedated." I actually agree with Termite on Gabriel being very Addams family in a normal ass world.
Yes.
And then I think Alana and Alexander share one in a lyric from "You Want It Darker" by Leonard Cohen as a lullaby for suffering.
Oh.
Jesus.
Okay. Ivy gives me very could you just not vibe?
Can you don't?
Not?
And you don't.
Let's not and say we didn't. Let's see. Alana gives me group mom vibes.
Oh yeah.
Like, put that thing back where you got it, or so help me.
Like, if it would work, I could see her being group wine mom.
Yes.
Thin blood alchemy formula for that.
That's fair.
Let's see. A phrase. Say for Gabriel, a phrase I thought I would never say is "come at me, bro."
Come at me, bruv.
Wait. Come on.
Let's see. Wait, did I say the right character?
No, I don't think you did.
No, I meant Alexander.
I think it's way funnier that way.
I meant Alexander. I'm so sorry.
I need that sound clip and send it to Aiden, like, immediately.
No,
You're welcome.
I didn't. Hopefully.
Hey, me in the future, you're on that, right?
No. No, I didn't mean it for him. He's a precious cinnamon roll.
I don't think he's a cinnamon roll.
Well, I
It's
mean,
like a cinnamon roll full of cyanide.
Yeah.
it's still a cinnamon roll.
As he has a cinnamon roll with liver in it.
Yeah.
He's a cinnamon challenge.
Oh.
You go.
I'm not a cinnamon roll. I'm a cinnamon challenge.
Cinnamon toast crunch.
Oh, boy.
Oh Lord.
Yeah. Yeah. He's definitely an Addams. But yeah, I was gonna say spooky cinnamon roll was gonna be the
Like the Halloween version of Oreos.
yeah.
Uncle Fester's somehow weirder brother.
It's the third brother he and Gomez don't talk about.
We don't talk about Gabriel. No.
Also, if either of the other players are listening, just know I may be making fun of your characters, but I love them and they're great.
Oh yeah, I thought that was implied.
Oh yeah.
I just want to make sure it's said because sometimes it needs to be said.
It's fair.
Also, talk shit about my characters anytime you want. They fucking deserve it.
Please do. How about Termite's characters, not mine?
The challenge has been made.
Solomon's characters are beyond reproach.
Any other questions for anybody?
Oh wait. Sorry. Better one for Alexander. It's just a flesh wound.
I'll be fine. I'm good. I just need to walk it off.
Termite, don't. Why'd you quote me on that? Yeah. No, it's immortalized.
Yes.
All right. So, for the sake of the person who, while also being here, will also be editing this, we're gonna wrap this up.
For the sake of all of our dignities.
Yeah.
What's left of them, at least.
Solomon Termite, thank you for joining on this very relaxed and happy session of After Dawn. It's an absolute joy to have you both here. Tink, you were absolutely wonderful. Keep this, and Tink, you are wonderful. You're doing great. And with that, thank you all for joining us for this episode of After Dawn. If you would like to see more stuff like this, please subscribe to HallowedHavenStudios.com at Patreon. Patreon.com, Hallowed Haven Studios. I did that backwards.
Also go to HallowedHavenStudios.com to see access to all of our shows, new and upcoming. And
absolutely.
Where we have all of our links.
And our merch.
And our merch.
And our merch. It's the next episode of actually that doesn't work. That doesn't work at all because it's going to be appearing a month after we're actually done recording and putting on our Patreon. So if you want to see these in live action directly after the latest episode, subscribe and get it that way. I'm butchering this, but I'm like giggle drunk at this point. So y'all have a good night.
Good night.
For patrons, we'll see you tomorrow. For everybody else, you're a month late.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.